Why, hello everyone, my name is ChoniclerVI-6, and in today's episode we are going to be focusing on getting the automation through the create mod up and running, because after last chapter we figured out we're going to need quite a bit more than just a simple 1-2 punch to be able to get any automation going. And for that I've cleared this nice little area right over here, cut down a couple trees, not too many. This place was pretty empty beforehand, if you guys remember, but we have a nice open space that we can build our nice tree farm in, because the create mod has a nice bit of a lag spike there. The create mod has several tools we can use to create some very efficient, very relatively cheap farms that we can just set up and have go continuously. It'll be right over here, so it should be very close by to those chunks. Shouldn't have any issues with chunk loading. So we're going to get started right on that. Alright, I think I've got a good layout for where we're going to put all these, because we're going to need a total of 6, because there's the oak tree, the birch, we got spruce, we have dark oak, we have acacia, and we have jungle. I'd like to have all 6 types of wood available. I did do some testing off camera, and unfortunately the create mod does not have the capacity to chop down an entire tree of the biome so plenty. I tried doing it with these big trees and the mechanical handsaw, and unfortunately it does not work. I don't want to get it basically clogged up with these giant trees if some of the big ones decide to spawn, so we're going to stick with 6. And we got the 3 here, 2 there, and then 1 off in this little edge right here. We're going to do a little bit of terraforming in this area just so we can fit it. It's not quite flat, but that shouldn't be too much work, too difficult at all. Alright, so we need to get the parts we need for 6 create mod auto tree farms. So we'll head back to the house and get that started. Alright, I did take the liberty of, before coming back and sleeping through to the day, of heading over to the swamp and picking up some slime balls, because slime balls are definitely something we need for this build. We have a nice little swamp just over here, only a couple 100 blocks away, so and we actually want to have one up here as well. Yeah, we've got plenty of swamp around for slimes, so we're good there. And I actually managed to get this ambience disc from Quark. I'll set up a record player eventually to check it out, but we have this one ready to go. Now the other parts that we need are, the first thing we're going to need is the portable interface. Let's see, storage interface, that's the one. Then we need brass casing, which means stripped wood and brass. How do we get brass? Everything is just keeps on adding up, how all the stuff that we need. Okay, let's see. Let me figure out what exactly we need for brass, and then we'll go from there. Okay, it looks like in order to get brass, we're first going to need to make an alloy kiln. This seems to be the main way of getting a bunch of the alloys that we need, so I think we're going to want to make a couple of those. So, before we get too far ahead, let's make ourselves some alloy kilns. For that, we need sandstone and bricks. Okay. We have a good amount of bricks left. I'm actually going to smelt up the rest of these clay, just so we have enough for what we need. And I don't think we have enough sand, though. Do we have a desert nearby? Oh, yes, we do, actually. So I'm going to head over there, grab ourselves a bunch of sand, and we should be good. Keep on getting these random lag spikes. I'm not sure why. But in any case, I'll head over there, get some more, get a bunch of sand for us, and we can go from there. Alright, it turned out to be a lot easier than I had thought to get the sandstone that we needed. This area turns out to be almost entirely sandstone, at least half sandstone, so it's actually very easy. So I went ahead and crafted up 64, a whole stack of the kiln bricks, which we can now turn into the alloy in kilns. Now, it's just a 2x2 structure, so not too difficult. There we are. There's one. I'm going to make a couple of these just so I can get several alloys going at the same time, especially if they are just as slow. Oh, that's not where I wanted. Especially if they are just as slow as the other structures. I don't want to waste a bunch of time if I can help it. Okay, now, with our ores, I think I need to go ahead and just get a little system set up for smelting and for enriching and smelting these, because we need to get our copper and our zinc. Where's the zinc? Here's the zinc. All smelted up because I don't think we have enough. We might. I'm not sure. I don't want to risk it. For now, I'm just going to stick the zinc and copper that we do have in here. What? Do you take fuel? I think it takes fuel. A bit of charcoal. Let's see. Yes, let's take some charcoal. Excellent. Yeah, I definitely need to get the parts up and running to get all that taken care of. For now, I'll go grab the coal and some of the power cables, and then we'll get this set up. Alright, I went ahead and grabbed just 3 and a bit stacks of kelp. That way we don't have to go back again anytime soon. This should be sufficient, I think. Okay, let's get this drying. Can I use a smoker? I can. Perfect. That'll make it much faster. What else do we need? I think it's just the andesite alloy, which is just iron and andesite. I do have a good stack of andesite. I think we'll just need to... Yeah, let's just make a bunch. Let's just make a bunch of this andesite alloy, because I know we're going to need a lot of it, and it's better to be safe than sorry. I definitely need to upgrade my armor soon. This iron armor it's good. I'm glad I got it when I did, but I need a lot more, I think. Okay. 6, I think 7 and a bit should be good enough. Do I have any spare nuggets? I do not, unfortunately. Oh well, I'll also have a few spare nuggets hanging around. There we go. Got 32 andesite alloy. Hopefully that'll be enough for a while. Okay, I need a total of 12 of these, so I need to craft 6 of these. Okay, easy enough. How is our kelp doing? Almost there. One more and we'll be good to go to make them. There we go. Oh, I'm so used to this being, like a crafting bench, because that one and like older mod packs used to keep this up in there even when you closed the piece. Okay, now we need the brass casing. I have brass, and then for those I need a total of 12 of those as well. So I'm going to need 24 brass sheets. Alright, easy enough. We have enough brass for the moment. I've got more cooking. Perfect. Now, can I make this a... I know I have to right-click. I was hoping I'd be able to do it without having to place it down. We need a total of 12 of these. Let's just get those done. There we go. Oh, it makes a bunch. I didn't realize it made a bunch. Yeah, well, we got extras. So I need that many of those. Perfect. Then we just make it our portable storage interfaces. Perfect. Now we just need mechanical saws. I have one already. We're going to need a total of 18, so we need 17 more mechanical saws. Alright. For you, just a bunch of iron. I think, considering how much little brass we ended up needing, I think I'm going to go over and swap our enrichment chamber from the copper to iron ore. I think it's the best way to go because we need a lot more iron than we have. Yeah, I think we need the iron more than we need the brass. I think my iron ore is back at the house. Let me go get that taken care of, then we'll get back to crafting. Okay, I've got the ore smelting over in the blacksmith. I don't think we have enough to get all of them together right now, unfortunately. So instead, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be making one automatic tree farm for oak, because it's the classic. It's the most basic we can get. And I'll make the other ones off camera before next episode when I have a chance to go mining and get a lot more iron ore, because, oh boy, we need a lot of iron for this. Okay, let's get this going. Just need some oak and any log should do. So we should be good. Okay, I've got enough andesite. I'll just make all that we need for that one. I realize I don't actually need the andesite, the logs to be stripped. I think that's just me overthinking and reading too much into it. Okay, I want to have 9 of these sheets because we're going to need a total of 3 saws for 1 setup. All right. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We have our saws. Good to go. Actually didn't need all 3, come to think of it. Well. Okay. Now, the next thing that we need is an encased fan. That's going to be the actual power source for this automatic farm. Okay, for you, we need a propeller, which is just andesite alloy and more iron sheets. Yeah, we definitely cannot make enough for this. So many hammers in this mod pack. We got the hammer from Tetra and the hammer from Engineer's Hammer from the Immersive Engineering. Speaking of Tetra, though, be sure to catch the short later today. It is coming out with a little guide to how to use the Tetra mod. I think it's quite informative and helps clear up a bit of the confusion around the mod, so be sure to check that out. Okay, back to the matter at hand. We need one of these. So we need a propeller, which is just the andesite alloy, and 4 sheets. Simple enough. Then we need cogwheels, which is just buttons and that. Okay, that's easy. How many cogs do we need? 2. So we need 16 buttons, because we need 8 per. There we go. 2 andesite alloys. Andesite alloy really seems to be the bread and butter of this. Oh, and again, I did not look at how many it actually made. I really need to get better at that. I think I have some shafts. I do. Perfect. And the andesite casing, we are good to go. I think we'll need a whole storage system just for the create mod. Alright, so we have our mechanical saws, we have the encased fan, and the portable storage interfaces. Let me just put away all but 2 of these. We don't need everything right now. Okay, the next thing we need is deployers. We need 3 of those. This will be what will replant the items after we create them. Okay, that's what we need more brass for. We have a good amount of brass. We should have enough for 3. Yeah, we just need 4 each. Okay, easy enough. We have enough. Perfect. 3 brass hands. 3 brass hands. Then we need an electron tube. Okay. We need polished rose quartz. Where do we get rose quartz? Okay, this could be something that may be a little blockage before we can get going. You know what? Let me just get 2 more chests made. I'm getting annoyed at having to have all the create stuff mixed in with all the building blocks. And it's blocking off the attic, but we're not putting anything up there at the moment. Alright. Put the wood away. I'm going to take a minute just to figure out where the heck where I can get rose quartz. Once I figure that out, we can see where we're going to go from there. Okay, rose quartz wasn't quite as hard as I thought it would be. It's just redstone and nether quartz. We have the redstone, so we're going to say, and we do have a bit of nether quartz. I picked some up while we were grabbing netherite. Not netherite. I wish it was netherite. Netherrack. So for the deployer, we need how many polished rose quartz? Alright, we got our polished rose quartz. We are also going to need 3 redstone torches. And then just 3 iron nuggets. Perfect. We have some extras from before. That's easy enough. Okay. There we go. An electron tube. Beep, boop. I guess it does make sense. It is a electronic part. Alright, andesite and cogwheel. Excellent. There we go. We have all 3 that we need. Okay, we're almost there. Well, kind of almost there. The next thing we need is linear chassis. This will be the bread and butter of this device. Okay, but that would just need logs and andesite. Alright, we have andesite. I might need to get more soon, because I'm running a little low. Yeah, I think I'll need to make some more andesite alloy. Do we have any more andesite left? We have 2 andesite. That's not enough. We'll see what we can do. We only need 1 for now, so we can have a little bit left over. We've got a linear chassis. We need 1 more, actually. We need 4 for this. Okay. We also need a mechanical bearing. This is going to be the part that will take the rotation from the encased fan and turn it into something we can actually use. Okay. Yeah, it's just going to use a lot of andesite alloy. Okay, turntable is just a slab and shaft. We have plenty of shafts. We're good there. Let me sleep. Oh, we're good. We don't have to sleep. We don't have to sleep off the night. With our mega torches, we are very safe. I will close the door, though, just in case a creeper decides to wander in. Alright. What else we need? That's everything. We have everything we need. Okay, let's get this mechanical bearing going. Perfect. I'm going to lay this down here. So we have everything good to go. Alright, the next thing we need is the radial chassis. This will allow us to change the mechanical force from the bearing into actual rotational movement. Because this mod pack is all about rotational movement. Okay, there we go. I'm glad this does make several of them. That way it's not a huge waste of resources. Alright, since this is going to be our first one, I'm actually going to build it right here. This would be the best place, I think, because my goal is to have the auto tree farms do two things. One is gather a bunch of wood for building and other just general crafting, and two is to send at least half the output of one of these farms, probably the oak wood farm, through the inside of this bridge. There's plenty of space. We'll send it on a conveyor belt through the inside over to the factory where we can treat it into treated wood, which I think will be the best possible use for it. Okay. Now, okay, I did forget we kind of did a bit of terraforming in here, so we're just going to build up, ignoring everything in here. Nothing to see. Okay, we need to dig down 3 blocks to put the magma block. Then we need to put the encased fan facing downward, because then it can actually do what it needs to do. Actually need to put I forgot the lever. Okay, I got what we needed for the lever. Actually, I also needed to grab some chests for this, so I had to go back and then turn to night, etc. It was a whole ordeal. So now with this is slowly going to turn from the magma, which is perfect. Now we need to put down the mechanical bearing on top. Wait, no. Is it mechanical bearing? Yes, I think it was a mechanical bearing, and then the radial chassis on top of that, I believe. There we go. Perfect. Now it's going to turn around and just do what we needed to do. The next thing we want to do is to apply slime to one end of here, so we can actually put these radial linear chassis on there, and we want to put slime on each side. Oh, it doesn't actually consume the slime. That's amazing. We only need the one. We don't need to constantly go out to the swamps and kill slimes. Yay! Okay, now we just need to put the... Which way does this thing turn? That way. Okay. We can put the mechanical saws here. There we go. Yep, and there they go. Just turning, and they will damage you. You could probably make this into some kind of, like, mob grinder if we really wanted to. But for now, we don't really need to. The next step is to put our chests on this side. I don't like that. Let's make sure this doesn't connect. There we go. Looks much better. Now the next thing we want to do is get our deployers, which will be the ones replanting our saplings, because right now this is going to be taking everything and putting it into these chests or into this area. Alright, I went ahead and grabbed myself a few more linear chassis. We actually need 5, not 6. I'm sorry, we need 7, not 4, like I was misremembering. So there we go. We can now place our deployers on one side of this, slime it up, the same side as the ones there. You want to make sure it's pointing downward. Alright, let's check and see if this thing works. Yes, it looks like it is working. Perfect. Now, the next thing we need is going to be to set up these other 2 chests. Let's make sure it's out of the way, because it's going to go here. We need to make sure 2 blocks away. There we go. Double chest, because now this is where the portable storage interface comes in. I'm going to stick you right here. If I have this set up correctly, it's going to come around. Oh, I need to go one more. I need to go one more back, because I need to make sure I have 1 block difference here, otherwise it will not connect properly. Get our chest set up with the interface. Perfect. Alright, we're almost done. Alright, we got our saplings. Let's plant this everywhere along here. Just everything we need. We'll bone meal 1 tree just so we can test to make sure it's working. We should probably test it before we plant all of these and they start growing. Come to think of it. Yeah, let's just test this first. Come on. There we go. Now let's turn this thing on and see if it works. Oh, almost forgot. Before we do that, I first need to make sure I filter for just saplings. I don't want to placing wood. because this putting the saplings right here makes sure that it only places the saplings on the ground when it goes over it. So we're good. All right, and it is going ahead. It is chopping down the tree. It should. Yes, it does the whole thing. And as you can see, the planter is just planting it for us. Perfect. And what happens here is whenever it comes around, it takes it to this portable storage interface and just deposits the logs. We got 8 from that, which is quite nice. And yeah, it's just going to keep on going around and around and around. I'm actually going to get this thing planted a bit, just so we have all these trees good to go. It will eventually plant itself, but I want to give it the maximum capacity possible for getting our tree farm going. But yeah, we now have an automatic tree farm. Free of cost, does not cost any power. All that it's doing is just using the magma blocks heat essentially to just get a bunch of rotational energy. I'm actually going to do bone meal at least one or two more trees just so it can demonstrate again. I guess I'll only do one. Yeah, every time it comes around, whenever the saws encounter the logs, it'll chop down the entire tree and replant it thanks to these. And there you go. That's how you get an automatic tree farm. The reason I have these spaced one apart is so that this thing can rotate without... I might actually need to increase that a little bit. But I basically want to make sure that it rotates without interfering with the rest of these. I may make them staggered in terms of height, just to make sure that it isn't an issue. But yeah, that's our tree farm. It's just going to constantly give us logs, sticks, and saplings. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you're enjoying what I'm producing and you want to see more, please remember to check out my second channel, ChoniclerVI-Minecraft Gaming, where I just published today a episode on surviving the abyss if you're interested in non-Minecraft content. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later, and I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day. Bye!